What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the CFL podcast, and I am making this video because every single Jackson State commit video that I make, there are people under the comment section who swear Jackson State doesn't know that they have an offensive line problem and that they aren't addressing the offensive line issues. I think y'all should pay more attention because they are. I don't know where y'all get that idea from, but yes, they've been addressing the offensive line issues, all right? And to be honest with you, I haven't even been completely honest with you, right? Because, I'm not going to out everything that I'm not supposed to out. I'm only tell you what I can tell you. Jackson State has 10 new offensive linemen coming next season. 10 new offensive linemen will be on this roster by next season. That we know, right? Since I'm sharing it with you now, you know as well. I'm going to only tell you about the 4 that I know of, right? And then I'm going to tell you about 2 that they're still going after, right? So I'm going to tell you that one actually is taking a visit this week. He's probably there today, but he's definitely taking a visit. If not today, then sometime this week. So we're going to talk about 6 guys. 4 of them who we know are coming, and 2 who are there still going after. Now, before I get started with this video, guys, I have an interview coming this Friday with one of the MEAC's top stars. All right, he goes by the name of Assisstant Guthrie. Guys, please understand, Assisstant has a great story on why he ended up at Delaware State, and I want to be able to share that with you guys. I need more people to know who Assisstant is because he's one of the top DBs in HBCU football, but the MEAC just doesn't get love like that. They don't get attention. So I'm going to do my part to help bring that awareness to them. So what I need from y'all is to show out, all right? Show up and show out. This Friday at 7:30, it is going down, okay? This Friday, 7:30, interview with Assisstant Guthrie.
Remember it. Write it down. Take a picture.
The DB, the safety for Delaware State. Let's talk about him. Let's get to know his story. You're not going to want to miss this, I promise you. Now, we going to start off with the guy whose name has been going around. Most of you haven't heard of him, but you're going to find out by the time the season starts. He goes by the name of, by the way, I'm starting with the 4 who I know are going to be at Jackson State next fall. The first guy we're going to talk about goes by the name of Simi Moala. Now, Simi is a sophomore, and guessing by that, when you hear that name, obviously he's a Polynesian, right? Polynesian player. You don't really see a lot of Polynesian players in HBCU football, but Hugh Jackson is looking to change that the way he got that West Coast on lock. Back on track though. Simi is 6'7", 307 pounds, okay? And he is from Englewood, California. He's a big boy. Now, he is a transfer from Utah University. He played in the Pac-12, and he was all Pac-12 honorable mention where he started 18 games at offensive tackle, right? And he has 2 years of eligibility remaining. The reason why I'm bringing up Simi is because Simi was spotted on he's been confirmed to be on Jackson State's campus, right? I even saw him in some videos. He's been working out with Aubrey Miller and Donald Turley. He's been on campus. He's been spotted on campus at Jackson State. He's been there for a little while, working out and everything like that. So Simi is definitely there, right? Now, next, this is a guy who I know for sure will be on that field next fall, right? Most likely in the starting lineup, Mr. Evan Henry, the 6'3", 310-pound offensive tackle and ULM transfer. Now, Evan Henry, remember when I made that video on him saying how he committed to Jackson State? Y'all, he shredded 20 pounds. He shredded 20 pounds, right? On top of that, all Sun Belt honorable mention. He graded out a winner of 80% of his matchups, 80% or better, he graded out as a winner. And let me break that down for y'all a little bit. In 9 out of his 10 games, every single matchup that he had, he graded out as the winner of 80% of those matchups. That's a really good stat. And that is what Jackson State needs, okay? So if you want to go back to the ULM game and see how he did versus Jackson State, you can do that. All right. And he led his team in total plays with 565 on top of leading this team in pancakes with 16, right? So Evan Henry is a guy that Jackson State needed to go along with Tony Gray, because if I'm being honest, Tony Gray might be the only guy who keeps his starting job on that offensive line. That we know for sure. Well, at the very least, it's going to be a lot of competition. Let me say that. I'm not going to guarantee nothing. Now, the next guy we're talking about, Christian Henderson, the 6'5", 328-pound offensive lineman from Louisiana Tech and Colin Community College. Now, guys, when Christian came to Louisiana Tech, first of all, he redshirted his freshman year, right? So then his redshirt freshman year, he played in 12 games. And then in his sophomore year, he played in 8 games for Louisiana Tech. Decides it's not for him. I'm guessing he wasn't starting because his bio isn't clear on the Louisiana Tech's roster website. They just say how much games that he played in. So then he goes to Colin Community College, and the same thing with Colin Community College's website. They said he only played in 9 games. However, I'm guessing he did pretty well if Jackson State was able to find this man and offer him and now get him on campus. He's coming to Jackson State as well. So as you can see, they've gotten a lot bigger on the offensive line, more girth, more height, and everything like that. We just got to see how that translate to them winning games in the fall, right? I really need to see them in action because the only guy I can really vouch for so far is Evan Henry because he's the guy who I've seen the most tape on. I haven't seen tape on Simi or Christian. I haven't really been watching much games none for Colin and none for Utah. And then the last guy who I know that's going to be at Jackson State in the fall is Shawntavis Bartoman, right? The offensive lineman transfer from UAB. Now, Shawntavis is 6'5", 315 pounds, and he is a redshirt junior. Now, prior to UAB, he started 10 games at Colin Community College because he played at Colin and he played at UAB. So he went to Colin first, right? Started 10 games. And then he gets to UAB in 2020, and he only played in 2 games. So I don't know what happened there. I'm not going to try to guess. I don't know what happened. He played in 2 games, and that was that at UAB. So now he's coming to Jackson State. Those are the 4 guys that I know, right? Now, I don't know who the other 6 are. Like I said, right, earlier. I don't know who the other 6 are. But I will say this. There is 1400 Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club. I don't know why I always messed that up. Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club, right? They know everything there is to know about the team. Y'all, like I want y'all to know that because they need they need love too. You feel me? Like they need for y'all to know that they know, basically what I'm trying to say is if you want information, like deeper information on Jackson State, if you want to know every single little detail about Jackson State, they are your guys for that. They can go much more in depth than I can because again, I'm all the way in South Carolina. I'm not in Jackson, Mississippi. I don't know, what's going on. I don't know the secrets and everything like that, right? But check them out. Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club. They know. Those guys, they know everything there is to know about Jackson State, and they be on it. I listen to this show. I think you should too. So definitely, please give them a look. Now, the 2 guys who they're going after, still, one goes by the name of Derek Ferraro, and the other one who's visiting now goes by the name of Wallace Unamba. Now, I'm going to start with Wallace first. Wallace is 6'5", 320 pounds, and he's an offensive tackle from Kilgore, Texas. He goes to Kilgore Community College, for those of you who didn't put 2 and 2 together with that. Now, he's wanted by a lot of schools, Maryland, who he's crystal balled to go to for 24/7 Sports Composite, which means nothing at this point. Texas Southern wants him, UTEP, amongst other schools. A lot of schools are vying for his services. Now, please keep in mind, Wallace is a beast. I mean, the man has 50 knockdowns last season. 0 sacks allowed. Let me say that again. 0 sacks allowed. Jackson State needs that. Okay? They are trying to protect Shador better than the president. Jackson State needs Wallace Unamba, right? So keep an eye out for him. On top of that, he's a 2-time first-team all-conference player. And he's an All-American player at that. Wallace Unamba is a guy that Jackson State needs, right? He's the kind of guy, or at least somebody of that same skill set, because 0 sacks allowed is always a stat that you love to hear, and it's rare to come by with offensive linemen. So there's Wallace, and then last but not least, you have Derek Ferraro, the 6'6", 315-pound offensive lineman who is a graduate transfer from Rice University. Now Derek is from New Rochelle, New York, right? When he got to Rice his freshman year, he was injured, right? So then he comes back in his sophomore year and he plays in a couple of games, right? And then in 2021, he played in 6 games for Rice. And then after that, he just decides to transfer because, he graduated and now Jackson State's pursuing him. I'm pretty sure I found tape on him as well, because I didn't know much about Derek Ferraro other than, his time at Rice. But I'm pretty sure I found some tape of him, so hopefully y'all are seeing that now. But these are the guys that I know of. Again, these are the guys that I know of so far, right? But I can tell y'all that Jackson State has 10 guys that is coming to that offensive line. 10 new faces that is going to be on that offensive line. Again, Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club. Those guys know everything there is to know. Those guys are on it when it comes to Jackson State. And I need y'all to show them love as well. Because, I listen to them. So y'all should too. When you want to know about, a lot of y'all ask about the backup quarterbacks and, who's gonna take over for Shador if, God forbid, if he goes down. They know. They know, guys. They are so much in depth with that team than I am, because again, I'm in South Carolina. Those guys are actually in Mississippi, so of course they know more. So please, all I'm trying to say is give their channel some love as well. Give their podcast some love. But with that being said, man, you are watching the CFL podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. After you see this video, don't come to no more talking about the offensive line, okay? Please, 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 please. This was for y'all. This was for y'all. Everybody who was wondering about the offensive line, this was for y'all. But yeah, man, I go by the name of Kobe, and I'm out. Peace.